Today I actually wanted to do a book video because I feel like I've only kind of been focusing on trying to make vlogs, and vlogging is hard. It's hard. It's way harder than I thought it'd be. I need to vlog such extensive periods of time to get enough footage, but I also don't know how to talk about what I'm doing. But you know what I do know how to talk about? Books. Let me assort my stack for you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit weird of a mix of books. Yeah, I feel like I watch these videos and half the books are just basically talk books, or book talk books, or booktube books, or aesthetic, or popular, or whatever. You're coming for the raw truth. Sure, some are TikTok books, but this is my fall TBR. Really not read for months, so I don't know who I am fooling by saying I could read this many books, but I'm going to attempt and do my best to read 6 books during the fall months. And for some people, that's easy. Some people read 6 books in a month. I don't. Who has time for that? So I'm gonna just kind of quickly go over and talk about all the books that I want to read. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, it's almost October, it's the end of September, so it's fall. And I'm going to a pumpkin patch day, carving pumpkins. I've been baking some treats. I made these pumpkin brownies that were really good. I would recommend. And I'm just I'm starting the fall festivities. I've been doing fall festivities, but I'm starting the solo fall festivities that are cozy fall. If that makes sense. So here's the books. So I have to start with this one because I just bought it. We've got Sally Rooney's new book, Intermezzo. Intermezzo. I don't love hardcovers, but recently I've been loving new books, so I've just been accumulating hardcovers. What's that about? I don't know, but we have Sally Rooney's new book as a hardcover. I've read one Sally Rooney book. I've been wanting to read more. I absolutely loved Normal People, but now I really think this is a good one to go into. I wanted to read others, but I just haven't. I don't know. I must admit, I tried to read Conversations with Friends a long time ago, and I was shocked. I hated it so much. But I think if I went back to it, I would absolutely love it because I love Normal People, and I really want to read other things by her. So I picked this up. I was so excited about it. I really know nothing about it, but I was excited. And Sally Rooney, I'm now a stan. I'm sorry for ever hating on Sally Rooney, but I'm now a stan. I'm excited to read this book. So this is just an honorable mention because this is probably the one that I'm most excited to read. But now onto the list. That is the list, but another hardcover new book that I got it over the summer. It's The Spell Shop. I'm actually almost finished with this book. I have 50 pages left. It's kind of the book that I'm trying to read to get back into reading and to reading again. And I think it's doing the job. I'm reading it and I'm reading it fairly quickly, considering I haven't read a book in so long. So this is definitely this is definitely good. It's definitely not what I thought it was gonna be. It is kind of cozy fantasy, but at the same time it doesn't have the cozy vibes that I was looking for. So I don't know. I don't feel totally ready to be wrapped up in a blanket, drinking tea, eating jam. I'm not. It's not doing it for me. Legends and Lattes did. If you want cozy fantasy, Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust are the places to look. Give me more recommendations if anyone sees this video. I desperately need more recommendations for that because I was trying to kind of get those vibes from this book It's good. It's about jam, a jam shop. There's also magic in it, and a talking plant. But it's also, like, heavy on the millennial humor. So, like, if you have, like, a mean bone in your body towards millennials, like, this is not gonna work for you. 'Cause it's, like, it's working for me, but not all the way. So, that's The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Beth Durst. I don't know. What did I say? I don't know. Another book that I'm also, like, in the middle of reading is Girl with a Pearl Earring. I bought this at a library book sale, and I thought, let's read it. So I am. I like it. I'm like 80 pages in. It's not a long book. It's short. To me, it feels very fall. I'm excited to read it and continue it and finish it. I'm focusing on finishing these 2 books right now before I start anything else. So, yeah. But I like it. It's about the painter. The painter. Vermeer? Probably how you say it, or probably not. But it's about the painter Vermeer and the story behind one of his most famous paintings. Really cool idea, really love it. It's set so long ago, but because it's such a modern book, like, you totally understand the language, and I was really scared about that. You totally get it. It's not hard to understand. It's readable, it's easy, it's fun. I like it, and it's very fall vibes to me. I don't know why. It just is. You know when a book just is? Fall vibes, it's helping me get more into the fall spirit in a more, like, academic way. Like Secret History kind of did. Anyone else having secret history withdrawals? Because I am. That's for sure. Next up, more in a little nerdy vein, of course, because recently I started to read fantasy. Never read fantasy in my life really before this year. It was a genre that I was like, I wasn't like impressed by, but I read a sci-fi book, like the really popular ones by Becky Chambers, like the Monk series, and it was like chef's kiss amazing. I literally like left it feeling changed. So then I started to get more into like that cozy vibe of fantasy, so I read the Legends of Latte series, also very good. And then I started Lord of the Rings. I read the first one, liked it, also hard. And I read The Priory of the Orange Tree. So getting back, I mean, the Spell Shop's also fantasy, but kind of getting more into classic fantasy. I really want to read The Hobbit this fall. Seems like the perfect book to dig my fall teeth into, my fangs, because, you know, it's not long. It's just under 300 pages. The other Lord of the Rings are like dense and difficult and hard and long. I'm just very excited to read The Hobbit because it seems like a good time. I'm obsessed with the Hobbits. I love Hobbits. I have the Lego Rivendell set built in my room, and I'm like obsessed with Lord of the Rings in like a hypothetical kind of way, where I'm obsessed with Hobbits and obsessed with like the visuals of that movie and obsessed with like the visuals and the vibes of the stories and the books. So The Hobbit had to be on that list. I've never read it before, and it feels like the time to do it. So I'm doing it. So we got The Hobbit next. Just like a really random book also that I threw in here is East of Eden. This book I attempted to read in the summer, but I was in my reading slump, so it obviously didn't go very well to read a 600-page classic. But people say this book is like amazing and it's a great summer book. And it's not summer, but it's fall. My favorite season, so I'm gonna assume this is gonna work. And hopefully I can read it this fall. I might not get around to it because it is like so dense and I don't know if I'm like ready for the commitment of a John Steinbeck novel. But if I am, I'll read this. It has amazing flop. I bought this also at the library sale for like $1, so very worth it. I read 25 pages of this over the course of like weeks, if that says anything about my reading slump. So maybe I'll get to this. But my reading kind of ruined it for me, but I'll try. And last but not least, because there's not that many books on here, the reason there's not that many books on here is it's because of this one. I've been looking forward to reading this book like since I started Prior to the Orange Tree. I've been like, can't wait for the sequel or the prequel sequel. We've got A Day of Fallen Night. We've got this chunky hunky 850 page book. This thing is huge. Cover's beautiful. They definitely made the pages thinner because it's a lot less thick than Prior to the Orange Tree. But what's with them making these so big? It's so heavy and clunky and hard to read, like, in my hands. It's like I'm looking in a dictionary. It's so impossible. But I adored Prior to the Orange Tree. It took me like a month to read. So this will probably also take me like a month to read. But I'm here for it. I'm so excited. I've been excited. And if anybody's watching this video, tell me. A lot of people I think prefer this book, but tell me. Tell me, do I have reason to prefer this book? I was obsessed with Prior to the Orange Tree. Still am. One of my favorite books to date. It's on my shelf. It's one of my favorite books I've ever read before, and I'm obsessed with it. So, anyways, I'm gonna go get ready and fit it up for the pumpkin patch and to go enjoy my fall festivities. Meanwhile, I'm also going to attempt to read some of these books. I'm definitely going to finish The Spell Shop today. That is my goal. Today, this is getting read. This is getting finished. I'm putting a book behind me, finally. I haven't finished a book since, like, early August. So, this will feel good. It's been well over a month, almost 2 months since I finished a book. So, I'm very excited. And normalize not being able to, like, read all the time. It's so fine to not be pumping out 10 books a month. I don't understand why people do that. At the end of the year, I don't want to have read 100 books. I want to have read a good selection that I didn't, like, fuss over reading as fast as I possibly could to get my pages in. Read what you want, when you want. It's all fun. It's all lovely. Enjoy your books. Enjoy your fall reading. This is what I'm reading this fall. Maybe I inspired you, so if you want, you could pick up one of these books or not. Also, you could follow my Goodreads, because I'm very brutally honest about if I liked a book. I'm also very generous with my reviews. I kind of give everyone high stars, but, you know, do with that what you will. But I basically just rate it based on how much I enjoyed it, so I'm not picky about it. So you can follow my Goodreads. It's in the description. Yeah, happy reading. Happy fall.